All right, so honestly, this case has been on my mind, right? And in the last few videos, I've been getting a lot of comments about things that could have happened, theories, but it's room for everything because we don't know anything. We're completely in the blind. But I thought, what about if we weren't in the blind completely? One thing I've been thinking about was the boss. The boss is on vacation on a Tuesday, calls in around 9 o'clock. So he was in Florida. My first thing is, well, we have to rule him out. It's no way we could keep him in, right? Because he's in Florida. Then I thought about it. I said, well, he would have had to take a flight right after. And then, wow, the police, they've recently moved the time of evidence that they're looking for from midnight to 9 a.m. They closed it all the way down to 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. And I must say just why it's just kind of weird. And that's what makes that very interesting is I had to look something up because the boss, he was in Florida. And I said, well, there's no way he can do this, right? Because he's in Florida. Look at this. Here you have the airport, John Glenn, going to Miami airport. And this is on the 1st. It's on the 1st. And what time does it leave? 6 a.m. What time does it arrive? 8:55. Now I'm going to tell you why that's important. It's two different things in this. Right here, I can't go back to the 30th. I wish I could. I can't. But if you look at it, every single day, it is the same exact departure time and arrival time. Now, if you want to know the exact times these planes arrived, here we are. Here we are right here. 8:38 a.m. That plane arrives in Miami. Let's go to another one. 9:01 Miami. Let's do one more. 8:54 Miami. What time was the very first police call? 9:03. Coming from the boss in Florida. Making sure that he told the 911 operator, I'm on vacation. I'm in Florida on vacation. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying what I see, right? I'm not trying to pin it on anybody. It's right here. This is what makes the case so interesting because it's so many avenues you can go. Like it could be from a love affair to a best friend, an ex-husband. It could be everything. So you have to kind of explore every lane until we get way more details. We have to explore every lane. So another thing I was interested in is when you look at the house. All right, we see the house and we know that the call came in 9:03 and the police came at 9:22. They looked at the house, didn't see anything and left. This is what makes it very interesting. The police walked up these stairs, these very stairs. They looked in here, looked in the door. Now, if you look at the house layout, what makes that very interesting, this is the actual house before furniture, obviously. The door right here, you only see a wall, right? So you really can't see nothing in that door. So they would have to look through this. And what would that see? Well, it would see the living room and it would see the kitchen. Nobody was found here, right? So when you really think about it, is when the first body was found. The husband was found by the best friend. He called and said, I see blood. And then he saw a body. He said the body was beside the bed. Now, this is where it kind of makes it kind of easy to pinpoint where this happened. Because if you look at the house layout, we go all the way to the bedroom. One bedroom is upstairs. I'm sure it's multiple, but this bedroom, I think that's one, maybe it's two different ones. But these are upstairs. Upstairs, because you see the stairs right here. So it's no way the friend was seeing upstairs. There's no way. And this looks like a totally different room right here. It's no way. Couldn't see it. So that would mean that the bedroom was where? Downstairs in the basement. They have a basement. And let's look. This is what makes it very interesting right here. It's like a bedroom, right? And you see a window right here and a window right here. More windows right here and here. All of this could be seen from where? Outside. You have windows right here. These are the windows that the neighbor was looking through to see the body. Right here. And he decided to call the police. So my thing is, the police didn't even go in the backyard. Is that like, y'all gotta let me know, is that, do you have to have a warrant to go in the backyard? You would think when people are calling, like they're scared out their mind that somebody is missing from work. Well, let's think, maybe the police didn't take it serious the first time. We got to be honest, because what? Somebody didn't come into work. We're not going to use all our resources. We're probably not going to go through the trouble of getting a warrant to search the property. Y'all might just be overreacting right now. I believe this is where the bedroom was. The neighbor went through the fence and saw his friend. I keep saying neighbor, but it was his friend. And as I look at this more, do you think that it's possible that the killer came through the back and left through the back? But it can't be. It can't. I'm gonna tell you what, it can't be, because they're saying the time frame was 2 a.m. through 5 a.m., but they don't have a description. So are you saying the killer had his back turned to the ring the whole time? He came in through the door, left out through the door. What if? Now I want to get these off my chest, because one of the friends said they had people over a lot. Like, it was always people over the house. They had these parties, I guess, and, get-togethers, and they always had big smiles on their faces. So that means to me that they trusted a lot of people. So what if? What if? And let's just say, and it might be hard to stand by this because of that time frame that they're giving us, but what if they had one of these get-togethers and the person unlocked the window without anybody knowing? That wouldn't make sense, because you still have that time frame. But my next question would be 2 a.m. What are you doing up at 2 a.m.? The husband was not found in the bed. He was found beside the bed. What is that telling me? He knew. But if he didn't know, is it possible? Is it possible that the wife was shot first? The husband heard it, jumped up. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, that would answer a lot of our questions when we say, well, the kids didn't hear this? Like, where were the kids? I'm thinking that the kids had a bedroom upstairs and they would sleep. It was 2 to 5 a.m. They would sleep. This has to be one of the most interesting cases that I ever heard of, because it's so many possibilities. It's leaving us in no man's land, right? It's so many possibilities, right? The best friend jumped the fence, saw his friend's body, but beforehand, he was only late for work. How many jobs call the police when you are an hour late? Not many. But the boss that is in Florida calls? He's concerned. He's that concerned that he calls on vacation. Why is he up at 9 a.m.? 9 a.m. He is up. And like I said, I'm not pinning this on anybody. I'm just saying things are interesting, right? So you're up at 9 a.m. So what, the coworkers were so worried that they called you? They had to call you more than once, unless you woke up at 9 a.m. or were you already up? I don't know. But you felt the need to call 911 from Florida? You didn't want to tell them to call 911? Wow. This whole thing is so bizarre. And it's not what we think it is. And also, it doesn't look maybe they probably installed cameras like later on. But right here, before the house is moved into, I don't know where they will put a camera. I mean, I guess you could put it right here on the door. I guess you can see some places, but they haven't mentioned it. So far, the police have nothing. They don't have anything. We have to be honest. They don't have anything. They don't have no description. They would have gave us something. They have nothing. So the room for possibilities is wide open. I still feel like this was an emotional killing, but not too emotional that you go into full rage and kill the whole family. You left the kids. Now, can we think? And maybe this sick killer had some type of remorse to not harm the kids, maybe? He had to know they were there. I mean, 2 till 5 a.m., that's the time frame they're looking at. So was he in the house for 3 hours? Was something going on for 3 whole hours? What went on? Was this something that the killer actually wanted to resolve? I mean, you go to the house with a gun, you had to know what kind of result was going to come out of it. This doesn't sound planned. It sounds like a calculated, emotional, I don't want to do this. I'm mad. I'm going to do it. And leave right after and vanish. No one knows anything. And then the next few hours, the job calls. And I'll say this. I'm thankful that the kids were not harmed. That's what hits home for me with a lot of these cases. The kids, it's like one fear I have is when I was listening to this, okay, one of the callers said they heard a kid yelling. I think I hear a kid yelling. Don't tell me it was possible that they saw the bodies. Please don't. I want to live in this perfect world where I believe they didn't see anything. They were probably watching TV. That's the part that I'm just afraid of. As details keep coming out, I'm going to keep on updating with this case. It's something to it. It's something about this case that keeps grabbing me. It's pulling me in completely. And yeah, I need y'all to help me out. Y'all been really going in the comments, expressing what you think about the case, everything. Y'all been a great help. And I'm getting more and more ideas. Let's keep on building this community of trying to figure out something, right? That's our goal. We want to figure out what's going on. We have the why, the how. We have everything going. We want to know it all. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep building. Let's keep trying. But let's talk about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again.